Right, I'm going to do another one of these creative writing things to try and encourage us all to do a bit of creative writing. You wouldn't believe how long it just took me to set that bloody tripod up. Trying to avoid all the mess in this bloody kitchen, the mess in the bloody table, my body parts that nobody needs to see. Look at this pretty paper that Polly gave me. I thought it'd make my table a bit more fancy. Look, it's nice, isn't it? So the last time I did this, I used Lord of the Rings. I am going to put my cow cushion here to avoid any body parts being shown, because nobody needs to see that. So you see the cow cushion is there. Okay. So the last time I did this, I used the Lord of the Rings book, and I think that me and Mark used to do this. We haven't done it for a while actually, and we need to start. I'll do it tonight with him actually. We used to just like, me write some words, him write some words, and then we just chop them all up and put them on the table and then come up with like a little story or a sentence. It's quite good if you've got writer's block, it's good if you're bored, it's good if you want something to do with the kids. I think it'd be quite good. The good thing about it is, even if you've got writer's block, this will sort of nudge what you've got going on inside anyway. In my opinion, I think it sort of like nudges your subconscious or your twinkly sky water into writing something that you've had in there anyway. So, because I don't have Mark at the moment because he's in there doing work, last time I used Lord of the Rings, it's one of my favourite books. This time I'm going to use this book, The City in the City, China Melville. Now, Ben did a report on this book, and this is why we got it, or did Mark already have it? I can't remember. I started reading it, and then it blew my mind, and my little brain couldn't cope with it, so I stopped. But I'm going to start again because I just want to keep going with it. So just if you're interested, I'll just read the blurb on the front. The names of Kafka and Orwell tend to be invoked too easily for anything a bit out of the ordinary, but in this case, they are worthy comparisons. So basically, it's saying that this is in comparison with Huxley and Orwell in its oddness, I suppose. It's very, you got to have you got to be awake when you're reading this because it is a bit whoa. So I'm going to try it again anyway. So I was going to use my Young book to get the words, but then I thought there are not going to be many fancy words in that. When I mean fancy words, I mean you know, you got your psychological words and your in-depth words, but I thought this might be getting a novel might be a little bit more flowery, if you know what I mean. The Lord of the Rings work perfectly. I'm going to actually make a playlist for these. Have a little look at the Lord of the Rings one. It's got a picture of an alien on the front. Anyway, so let's just get going and stop bloody chatting shit, Liz. So, just open it up, pretend, I mean, if you're doing it with somebody, you can use their words, but I can't do it with anybody at the moment, so. Right, what have we got? And there's no hard and fast rules. If you point your finger, I used a hair grip last time, I'll tell you what, I used my pen. If you go onto a the or an and, obviously you can just look around it and pick one out. This isn't rules, this is just it's just fun. So, look, I pointed at but, I don't want but, so the nearest one to that is architecture, which is quite a good word, so I'm going to have architecture. Right, next one. See, used. Yeah, that could be quite a good one. And don't forget, you can add your own there's, these, that's, a's and ands. You don't, this isn't like, this isn't creative writing for fascists. What? So is there anything around what that's more interesting? Push. That'll do. Start off with about 20. Yeah, about 20. Was. Nah, that's boring. Killed. Let's have that. Where, that's boring. Lived, that's a good one. Right, I'm just going to do the rest off camera and then read them out to you because that's boring otherwise. Right, so I wrote 20 numbers down. So we got architecture, used, push, killed, lived, window, pinned, after, logical, information, breach, fighting, selected, wallet, marks, planned, long, night, listen, remained. Right, so now I'm just going to, do you know what? Usually I would chop all these up, turn them face down, pick them up and then use some of those. You can do that, maybe if you've got hundreds of words you want to do that, but I've decided to change it this time. I am going to do even less rules and just pick out some of these words that I love, make a paragraph. You know, for example, if you wanted pushed instead of push, do that. Use instead of use, do that. You know, this is just to get the creative juices flowing. This isn't hard and fast rules unless you want it to be. I can't be asked. So I'm going to go off again and I'm just going to either pick all or some of these depending on how the paragraph goes. It's quite exciting, isn't it? Because there's going to be a paragraph that is going to hopefully spark your imagination and take you to a different world. And at this precise moment in time, with these just random words, we have no idea where that's going to be, what that's going to be. That's the sort of like magic, exciting bit about it. Right, be back in a minute. Right, okay. So I used the words architecture, killed, lived, I think I turned it to living, I think. Window, after, logical, I turned to illogical. Information, breach, remained, I used that twice I think. Listen, night, long, planned, selected, fighting. So that's the ones I used out of that, okay? So I'll read it now. Listen. She stood by the window, not daring to look out. She was already in breach of the new regulations. They were illogical, and you would be hard-pressed not to be if you planned on living at all. It started years ago. She had first noticed it in the architecture. If humans were evolving, why couldn't they build anymore? None of the teachers had any information, so she remained silent, fighting the urge to contradict further. The nights were long, and the only way to remain sane was to remember the contradictions, the anomalies, to stay human, to avoid being selected, and to all intents and purposes killed. After that, who knew? So, it's not Dostoevsky, it's not China Melville, it's not J.R.R. Tolkien, but it killed an hour, it got my brain working, and, you know, maybe if I had it about me, I could go on and, you know, turn that into a story, but why don't you guys give it a go? It's easy. If you want to email me your results, I can always read them out. Emailing liz@aol.com. Give it a go. You'll probably come up with some better nonsense than what I just did. Bye, guys.